Hey, welcome back to The Passive Pathway, the show where we help you build a life that earns even while you're out enjoying the sunshine, sipping coffee, Ivan chai, or wondering how on earth your plants manage to survive with the same consistency your income doesn't. I'm your host Nelson, aka Nelly, guiding you through the old school wisdom of building something steady, strong, and future-proof. This show is all about creating financial freedom through proven, practical paths. Because let's be honest, the world may change every 5 minutes, but solid principles never go out of style. Here we love systems that respect your time, your family, and your sanity. Today's episode is all about replacing financial stress with predictable passive income and doing it in the smart way, the way that brings peace, not pressure. And I'll tell you now, our guest has turned that mission into a movement. Today's special guest is Pells, a financial freedom strategist and the founder of LifeGiver Legacy, a purpose-driven movement helping families step out of the hamster wheel of stress and into predictable passive income. Anne's own journey began with a simple free call at annsplan.com, and what started as her personal search for peace of mind grew into a mission that helped countless people reclaim their money, their time, and their confidence. Through her 3 steps to financial freedom, Anne teaches families how to pay off their homes in 5 to 7 years without changing their income, build multiple streams of passive income through done-with-you businesses and real estate, create financial peace of mind in just 1 hour a week while building a legacy that lasts. And her story isn't just professional, it's personal. When her husband lost his job, their family faced the same fear many of us know too well. Will we be okay? After being stuck in the endless cycle of 30-year mortgages and bank-heavy interest payments, Anne discovered a smarter way. They paid off their home faster, saved hundreds of thousands in interest, and created multiple income streams so her family would never feel that fear again. Today, she's here to share exactly how you can do the same. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Anne Pells. Anne, welcome to the Passive Pathway podcast.
Thank you. I'm grateful to be here.
Anne, I have to say, paying off your home in 5 to 7 years without changing your income? That's the kind of thing that makes people lean in so fast they nearly spill their coffee. Tea. Now, if banks had feelings, they'd probably be sweating right now. Let's get into it. Your first question, how to pay off your home in just 5 to 7 years without changing your income or lifestyle?
Yes. It was a phone call for your listeners, annsplan.com/Nelson. And for me, it was a miracle. We had been looking for many years. We moved 15 times, and every time you move, you have to start over on the interest. It's all at the front of your mortgage, so you hardly get anything paid down.
Wow.
And we found a team that helped us make the interest work for us. It's a different kind of a mortgage, not a traditional 30-year mortgage, and it allowed us to take the money in and out whenever we needed to for emergencies. There's a 20-minute info video and a free calculator, a free ebook for those that want more info like that. I can connect with you on annpells@gmail.com.
Awesome.
That lets me send you the free information so you can get everything that we had. For me, I really like recipes that I know are going to work out. We put in the ingredients, it's going to do what it needs to do. And that was very comforting to me when we found this team that could show us exactly that step-by-step plan to make that happen. And I sure wish more people knew about it. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to talk with you about it. We used their calculator, their book, and we were like, oh man, why hadn't anybody told us about this in all the 30 years that we've owned homes? And I'm a grandma now. So all the time that my kids were growing up, whenever anything happened extra, there just was never enough money at the end of the month if anything extra emergency happened. And I feel much more at peace now within a few months after using that calculator and that book. And just, I think our most expensive thing that happens to any of us is the cost of what we don't know that we don't know.
Absolutely.
And we don't know it, so we end up paying that cost, and it drives us bonkers, right? Like,
absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you there, Anne. And I love the way you said recipes, because that's such an important, that's an important ingredient there. And when everything is planned out properly, everything is step by step. And, we are human beings who are accustomed to, something that's given to us in a proper way. And if we can do it, if we know what's the first, what's the second, what's the third, and if we could just go through that process in the right way, that it makes life easier. And that's what our listeners would love to hear. And that's what they're getting right now. People, make notes. This is, you're not going to get such. And of course, you're getting the free ebook, and there's so much info there. It's the website.
Plan.com and then /Nelson.
/Nelson. So don't forget that. Nelson, aka Nelly. Okay, that's wonderful. Here's an interesting one. Interesting why? Because when we talk about figures, now you mentioned, how does one unlock $250,000 in business funding without relying on traditional banks or loans?
Oh, that was another thing that I didn't know, but we found just one phone call. And you can get more information about that by following the link at annsplan.com/Nelson. We'll give you a follow-up email after those to connect with that company. It's a done-for-you service. You can pay just $1 to get started, try it out.
It's amazing.
And within 30 days, we started to have access to 0% interest credit that we could use to purchase businesses or to use for existing businesses that we already had, even if people are just starting. For me, I just needed it to be very simple, to follow that recipe again and just be like, okay, what do I need to do? And they walked me right through everything. It was very easy. I think it took us about a half an hour to get set up. And then over the next 12 months, they gave us access to funding so that we could pay for marketing, pay for sales, pay for advertising. Again, the idea is not to own a business that's going to take over your life and make everything miserable for your family. It's to create like automation and systems and teams that run without you so you can still do all the things that you enjoy doing, but it happens without your help. And so that's what I used the access to that funding for, was to hire a marketing team, to hire people who could help me to sell what I needed to sell, and even to get ready to hire people who understood more than I did to help me buy a business.
I like that idea. That's
right?
awesome.
If people are smarter than you and they know what to do, let's have them help us, because it will go so much faster. It's like having a professional chef versus someone who's never even lifted a spoon in the kitchen, right?
True.
Like, let's speed it up and make it a lot more fun and easy for everyone.
It reminds me of the owner of, who was the previous owner of Alibaba, Jack Ma. The smart thing that he did was he said, I have all the intelligent people with degrees and top-notch universities who are working for me. I'm paying them to give me that, to do the business. And I'm now rich because of them. So, so be smart when you do business. And Anne's doing a great job there. She's giving you, I think you're getting everything in one go. And you just have to follow the instructions, follow the recipe.
Yes.
It's a walk in the clouds there after that. And why buying a business is often easier and more profitable than starting one from scratch.
Yes, that was the biggest thing I didn't know that I didn't know. I think it's like having a tried and true recipe that grandma's done for 50 years. Businesses are like that too. If they're already up and running and have everything established and you know how much income's coming in, how much the expenses are, it's like already having all of those pieces of the puzzle box already put together, and you can see the whole picture without having to experiment and try things and create. And I think when it comes to financial things, again, if we can just provide predictable systems and teams and not have to go through that experimenting. Like, we might come up with an awesome new recipe and amazing things, and there is a place for that. I've seen brand new companies do amazing. Like, what would we do if Amazon hadn't become Amazon, right? They had to start somewhere. But in my experience, it's been very much easier to just use access to that 0% funding that I mentioned, or other ways that you can partner with someone who already has something great going, that you can provide something of value to them and they can to you. It's a team effort. I love partnerships. During the middle of 2008, for example, we were trying to figure out the real estate world, and it went crazy for our family. Kind of had to do a do-over and a start over. And I thought, someone mentioned to me, why don't you find a partner, someone who's already done all the things you're trying to figure out? And I said, I have no idea who a partner might be for me. I mean, who would that be? And now I think, I wish that I had taken the advice of my grandpa, and instead of saying, I can't do it, he said, Anne, can't is not even in my dictionary. And I said, yes, it is. Between B and D. It's a C word. It's can't. And he's like, no. I mean, the word can't is not in there, because instead of telling myself I can't have something or do something, I say, how can I? How can I have that income coming in every month? How can I have my mortgage work this way? How can I save money on my taxes? How can I have more time with my family? How can I have better health? Instead of telling ourselves and just creating that limiting box, can't really is an awful garbage word. Like, we should not use it. Let's take it out of our dictionary too, like Grandpa said all those years ago. And how can we have what we're trying to accomplish?
I completely agree with you, and I completely agree and respect your grandpa for that, because he gave you his pearls of wisdom, and actually he was giving you a hint. It's like saying impossible and you remove the im, it's possible. Impossible also has the word I am possible. It's not impossible. Right. So it's the same thing with can't. There's nothing as something that, it's all in the mindset. It's all in the mind. Where there's a will, there's a way. If you want to, you'll always find a way to do something. If you're the give up types, then nobody can help you. But if you are the one, you get up and take a challenge and you say, no, I'm going to find a way. I'm going to make it happen, and I'm going to change my life. I'm going to change it for the better. And it will. It will, because you've already programmed yourself, and you're sending the signals to the universe that, you know what, I want this for me. So it'll definitely happen. Now, Anne, how to gain financial peace of mind in just 1 hour a week while creating a lasting legacy?
Oh, that's my favorite one. I think sometimes we feel like things have to be hard and long and tiring, and we've got a big mountain to climb. And really, what if making money didn't have to take a lot of time? And what if it was easy? Because we used that how can I find people who already know how to do this and have them help me? If I don't have enough money to work with them, what if I could find a friend or a family member and we can team up and do something together? Both of us give $500 here or $100 or whatever it is, $10, I don't know. To me, the amount isn't as important as just being willing to look at it in a different way, turn it upside down and think, what if I read a book once called Who Not How, and 10x is easier than 2x. And those two, like you said, it just kind of opened up my mind, like Grandpa was trying to teach me. Like there are some things I don't know that I don't know. And if I can read a book or attend an online class, or even it doesn't have to cost any money even to begin with, just start exploring ideas and think, what do I not know about this that I need to figure out so that I can do and be and have all the things that I'm watching everyone else have. And for me, it isn't exactly about the amount of money that's coming in as it is about the legacy and the time that we get to have. Money can always be replaced.
True.
And we like it to be passive, like you're teaching people, right? We like it
Absolutely.
to just coming. But our time is almost just as valuable. My mom got in a little accident. She fell, and what if something more serious had happened? And we just don't want to have any regrets. We want to spend the time that we have in the most important things for each of us. And too often, I think we just assume that money has to be 80-hour weeks and long and hard, and it's what we have to do. But what if there was an easier way? What if just having the systems and the teams? I think that's why I really like existing businesses or existing real estate that we already know. We don't have to create it and make something new. We just have to know how to access that recipe and use it.
One thing that I really understood from here is peace of mind is very important. That's one.
Yes.
Second,
Yes.
finances, money, these are materialistic things. Of course, it's not the priority. You need it to survive, but it's not the priority. I believe so much in relationships. I believe so much in communities. I believe in networking. I believe in the people that you surround yourself with the same vibe, who challenge life face head on. And the other thing is, like your grandpa, people who have experience, who've passed, listen to them. There are some things sometimes that you don't know that they may know because they've gone through that battle and they've seen those challenges. And sometimes those things work, and they really do. So these are all things that you should have. Those are also good ingredients together that really give you the peace of mind, actually, as they say. And also, I have these bonus questions that I had told you that I would introduce to you, which are the surprise questions that I had. And the first one is called the real turning point. So, Anne, what is one moment in your financial journey when you realized emotionally, not logically, that your life was about to change for the better?
We had two. I'll share with you the one that happened most recently. It was about 4 years ago. I attended a class. It was in person, but there are tons that you can find online, mentors and people who can help. And he asked us to describe the cost of what some of my beliefs about money were costing me. Like that decision to just say, I don't have a partner in 2008. I realized that had cost me millions of dollars and time, because this was 2022, and all the time between 2008 and 2022 that I was telling myself, I can't, I don't have it, I don't know what to do, I'm not good enough, and all of those things. What was that costing me? And I realized if I could feed myself, like you said, better food in my mind, in my mindset, as in, I can figure this out. There are people who can help. It's going to work, just continually feeding myself that recipe in my mind that things would get better. And they have. Now, like you said, not everything's turned out the way I expected, but it's been so much more fun and rewarding to be in the how can I spot. Like, what if I had remembered that message? Grandpa gave that to me when I was 15, 35 years ago, and I forgot for a while in 2008 when everything was crazy. But what if I hadn't? Those are my lost years. I don't really know what that cost would have been. I probably would have been anyway, it's amazing to think back and just go, all right, I have a choice right now in 2022. I can stay where I'm at, or I can change what I'm thinking, and things will start smoothing out. So
and interesting, we as human beings always get choices. We don't see them, we don't notice them, but we get them every time. And it's up to us which one we choose. And some of us are very calculative, some of us are risk takers, some of us just go with the flow. Again, it's all about the people that you're surrounded by, the society, the community, and of course your mindset. And one big one is attitude. I consider attitude a very big thing, because you can have a mindset, but if you have an attitude, nothing's going to work. Some people have an attitude, and it's very difficult to be around people with an attitude. So you need to just drop all that, calm, and then think, straight, and then go with the flow, and then you will achieve many things. Now, the second one is called legacy in one line. So if you could leave families with just one belief or principle that guided you to where you are now, what would it be and why?
I love that question. I think just using that principle of how can I? And what if money was as easy as breathing air? What if you just had to meet one other person that knew something you don't know? Because that's the biggest cost, right? What we don't know that we don't know. But what if it was one person away? And your ability to think, how can I, would allow you to connect with that person and have that relationship and that help from them and what they've learned to really speed up, to have that 10x life faster than you think you can, right? I think it's like the little engine. I thought I could. And he kept trying and figuring it out. And then he did. And I think our lives are like that. If we think we can, we will. Things will work out.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, and that was fantastic. That was such a wonderful, wonderful talk with you. Thank you so much once again for coming on the podcast. There was so much learning there, so much, there was so much information there. And I'm sure the listeners would be making notes of all that. And like I said again, you have the website, you have on the contributors page on the podcast website, we have Anne's details, her information, as well as the link for the website. So please do. It's also in the description. So please check that out as well. Anne, is there anything else you'd like to say from your end to the listeners, or something that you want to finish off with?
Just believe in yourself. There are people all around who want to help. And annsplan.com/Nelson was our starting place that opened up so many opportunities we didn't know, even were out there. It was amazing.
Wow. I'm in awe, literally, because I know there are a lot of people in the US that I know who are in the network who really would take this info seriously. And they would be like, what? We didn't know about that. And, thank you for that information. Yeah, they would really be like, oh gosh, if I had known this, I would have done it way back. And now I have this info. I'm going to just go with it. Thanks, Nelson. Thanks, Nelly. I mean, this is amazing. So thank you, Anne, for that. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast and sharing this valuable, priceless information, because it's going to change many people's lives. For sure. I have no doubts about that. Anyway, thank you so much once again. See you in the next podcast with another special guest. And what an absolute pleasure this has been. Your clarity, your heart, and your mission shine right through. And I have to say, it's refreshing to hear solutions that don't require people to reinvent their entire lives, but simply use what they already have, just more wisely. Thank you for giving our listeners not just hope, but a clear path they can follow. We truly appreciate your time and your wisdom today. Today we learned that financial freedom isn't some mysterious dream reserved for the lucky few. It's a process that anyone can follow with the right tools. Paying off your home faster, building predictable passive income, and crafting a legacy that outlives you, these aren't fantasies. They're steps, real, repeatable steps, and Anne has laid them out beautifully. Alright folks, that wraps up another powerful episode of the Passive Pathway. This is Nelson, aka Nelly, reminding you that freedom isn't found in the rush. It's built in consistent, steady steps, the kind that stand the test of time. As the old saying goes, a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. But with the right plan, your sea doesn't have to stay rough for long. Signing off for today. Stay blessed, stay focused, and keep walking your pathway to passive abundance.
Wake up slow, the coffee hot. Money moves while you are not. No more hustle, no more grind. Earn it smart and save some time. Plug it and tune out the noise. Watch your crypto make some noise. Click some streams and big dreams. Living light with passive themes. This the passive pathway. Freedom meets your payday. No boss, no clock, just Wi-Fi latte. We be chillin', we be billin', no limits, just reelin'. Earn smart each day. On the passive pathway. Sunrise high, the world below. Cash still flows while you let go. No more stress, no more chase. Money works at its own pace. Set it up, then walk away. Watch the numbers grow each day. Hands are free, but pockets full. Passive life so beautiful. This for passive pathway. Freedom meets your payday. No boss, no clock, just Wi-Fi latte. We be chillin', we be billin', no limits, just women. Earn it smart each day. On the passive pathway. This the passive pathway. Freedom meets your payday. No boss, no clock, just Wi-Fi latte. We be chillin', we be billin', no limits, just win. Earn it smart each day.